Nice pass.
With a 3 by Marvin Taiwan. Yes!
We're back here at the One Arena, Cainta, to bring you our second game here in our Monday slate. It's going to be an exciting second game for all of us. It's going to be the Rizal Golden Coolers going up against the San Juan Knights. And what a second game we have at hand here. Jolo Mendoza almost getting that game winner, that last second shot. And it's just good to see Jolo Mendoza back and playing here and going up against Mike Phillips. Almost a triple-double in that last game, but they were able to go home with a victory. Different storylines for both of these teams, but today, they want to be able to go to the winning column. Magandang hapon, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. It's me, Juanito Gregorio, with Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, how do you like the matchup we have at hand?
Well, always very interesting, lalo na itong Rizal, who is very close in winning that game against Caloocan, and then of course the much anticipated second game of Mike Phillips for the San Juan Knights.
Of course, we also want to say hi to all of our viewers in our social media on YouTube, on Top Sports, and on Solar Sports. Pag-usapan muna natin ang last game ng Rizal. It was a close game against Caloocan. It was a game that they actually almost won, but in the end game, just by a small margin, itong Rizal was gonna lose to Caloocan.
Yeah, it was so close that they battled Caloocan doon sa home court pa nila. They trailed at the end of the first quarter, managed to tie the game at the half before taking a slim lead in the third. But then again, things happened later on. They dominated the board actually, 44 versus 37, but really got outscored inside the paint. They were a -8 in that department, and you know that missed free throw of Alwin Alday pretty much could have extended that game into overtime, but you know, and namintes yung possible na heave sana para dito kay Jolo Mendoza.
Well, might have been a loss para dito sa Rizal, but we do know in a battle like that against a strong team in Caloocan, Rizal is out to win it and able to battle it out with other teams. Now let's go to the side of San Juan. Coach, against a team like Cebu, they were able to take control.
Oh, Mike Phillips made his highly anticipated debut for San Juan in that last game, and the man quickly showed why there was a lot of weight for him on his move to San Juan. Pero pag nakakita mo yung yung laban na yun para dito sa San Juan, clearly yung 5 3-pointers nila, you talk about that 10, 5 of them coming in the second quarter, to which Cebu really didn't have any answers and couldn't recover after that.
Well, Orlando Romar and the rest of the San Juan Knights are ready to take home their second victory. Let's turn you over to Miguel Perez.
First for Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers. Starting at guard, number 3, Keanu Caballero. Also at guard, number 4, Jolo Mendoza. At center, number 19, JP Sarao. Forward, number 10, Ilonggo Superman, Billy Ray Robles. Also at forward, number 28, Marco Paulo Balagtas. That goes for Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers is Mark Dandan. Assistant coaches, Don Bautista, Chico Terona, and Ray Paul Javier. Team manager, Kyle Cruz. Team owner, Zandre Cruz. And now, the starting 5 for the MPBL Season 2 champions, San Juan Knights. Starting at center, number 17, Aldrich Ramos. At guard, number 18, Nico Panganiban. Also at guard, number 19, Jerry Abadjano. Forward, number 81, Harold Alarcon. Also at forward, number 20, Mike Phillips. That goes for San Juan Knights is Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches, RB Mangajas, Jigs Guadamor, James Ongpin, Paulo Gorospe, Jeff Taunera, Dino Enrile, PJ Maningan, and Quisel Padua. Team managers, Junus Monda. Team owner is Honorable Senator Jing.
Starting 5 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Starting 5 para dito sa Rizal Golden Coolers. A lot of veterans, Caballero, Mendoza, Sarao, Balagtas, and Billy Robles. But on the side of the San Juan Knight, it's going to be Jerry Abadiano, Nico Panganiban, Aldrich Ramos, Mike Phillips, and Harold Alarcon. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. We're back here in One Arena in Cainta. With me is Coach Mike Perez, and on courtside it's going to be Andrea Indicio. And what a matchup for a second game, Coach Mike. It's going to be the San Juan Knights looking to go back-to-back, and the Rizal Golden Coolers looking to get their first win.
Oh, syempre, yun naman talaga ang inaabangan dito. Of course, alam mo naman yung heavy lineup nitong San Juan Knights, and including yung late addition ito ni Mike Phillips, which really got everybody excited. And then again, yung ganda ng bounce back ng pagkakalaro itong Rizal after that unforgettable debut against Cebu. So much better in that game against Caloocan.
So here in the ballgame, the first three is gotten by Aldrich Ramos. Harold Alarcon in the basketball. Using the Mike Phillips screen. This is so weird to say, Coach, as a UAAP guy myself. Harold Alarcon given a screen by Mike Phillips, but that is going to be to the treat of Coach Alex Angeles for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah. Actually, see Mike Phillips in that interview, as you see a three by JP Sarao, who I understand is 4 points away from the 1,000-point club. Itong si JP Sarao.
The question is, will we see it today?
Yeah.
And with that three, he troops closer in getting to our 1,000-point club here in the MPBL.
Oh. I was saying, si Mike Phillips in that interview of the best player, he was saying it felt kind of weird. Magkakampi na sila, no? But itong mga UP Maroons, but you know, he's really looking forward for this opportunity this season.
Well, Coach, I was with Coach Alex Angeles during the preseason. He kept on telling me that they were trying to look for a big. They were trying to look at former BBA players, incoming collegiate guys. So they were just looking for a veteran, but they struck gold in Mike Phillips last minute.
Yeah, indeed. And what you like about Mike, you know, see another finish right there by San Juan Knights. You know, you like his motor, no? His activity, length of the floor, can run and chase rebounds, which is exactly what we saw in that very first game. Very good attitude, and you know, just that teammate that you need on the floor. Boy, both these teams are shooting very well from the field.
2 3-pointers made right away by Rizal, Kiano Caballero and JP Sarao. On the other end, everybody is red hot. Aldrich Ramos already 5 points in the ball game.
Contrary to our experience in Bataan, whenever we had a hard time making shots on the outside.
Balantas challenge by Mike Phillips. We go to Billy Ray Robles. Behind the back, through the middle. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 3-pointer missed. High rebound coming from Nico Panganiban. Puts the ball on the floor. Goes to Harold. Drives against Billy Robles. And Coach, I think both of these guys are Ilonggos. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. It's the Ilonggo Superman. Harold, I think, is from Bacolod that also speaks Ilonggo. Kuya Sdelf.
Do we call him Kuya Sdelf?
Oh, look at our guest, Coach Marlo Aquino in attendance.
Now that's when you say that's VIP seats. Beyond the roof yan.
That's right.
Ang lalaki.
Well, look at that lineup, Coach. I think this is going to be a hard lineup, all in their prime. Emerson Noreta, Rudy Distrito, Zanderia Lubit, Marlo Aquino. And I think the perfect point guard for that would be Boss Delf.
Shooting guard.
The turnover coming from Jerry Abadiano. 9-6, but in favor of San Juan. Kiano looking for Jolo Mendoza, defended by Nico Panganiban. He likes that jumper. It's a miss coming from Jolo Mendoza. Berry gives the ball to Nico. Hands it off. Re-screen by Mike. They give it to the corner. He's been red hot. Aldrich Ramos. First miss for Aldrich. Gets the board. No, the ball is loose. Stolen by Jolo Mendoza. Numbers on the side of Rizal. Jolo, fake pass, fouled. Goes to the line is Jolo Mendoza.
Well, quickly, Jolo Mendoza going to advantages in front, in the front court after that, steal on the other end. But you actually are parang lumalabas. They've converted itong si Aldrich Ramos into a stretch 4 and leaving that 5-0 for Mike. But I'd like to think defensively, Mike's still going to be that forward to allow them to be quicker down on the floor on the defensive end.
And Coach, let's not forget Aldrich Ramos for Gilas Pilipinas as well as FPU before was their leading blocker, averaging about 1 to 2 blocks a game. So even though he stretches out the floor on the offensive end, kaya pa rin sumupal niyan on the defensive end.
Oo, totoo naman yun. Got a very high basketball IQ rin si Aldrich.
Jerry goes to Aldrich. Goes back to Jerry. Straight line, but too long for Jerry Abadjano. Rebounded by Keanu Caballero. Keanu not find the shot. Billy Robles. Hard attempt, but challenged well by Mike Phillips.
Yeah, that's what you like about Mike Phillips. Downhill, kaya niya ring habulin at sabayan and to make them change their shots.
Stolen by Billy Robles. No dribble, fast break. We go to JP Sarao, fouled from behind. And it's the veterans trying to run, Coach, here in the ball game.
Right, and if you're Coach Mark Dandan now, you're loving what you're seeing here in your guys. You've played, 4 quarters against Batang Kankalo, which was a tough one. They could have extended that into overtime, maybe give themselves a chance to win it. But now in this very first quarter against the heavy team in the San Juan Nines, you are holding your own.
Defensive for offensive substitution. Philip Manalang now heading into the floor. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
JP Sarao now just 3 points away from that 1,000-point club.
No, I always like our awarding, Coach, doing my 1,000 points. I think I was lucky enough to have one of the few games where dalawa ang na-awardan ng 1,000 points a few years back. So, 3 points away, Coach. Let's see if JP Sarao will be the next guy up.
I say he gets it now in this game.
Might even be in the first quarter. Isang pick and pop lang yan kay JP Sarao.
Agree. At saka his involvement on the offensive end, clearly.
Jerry Abadjano stops, pops, and drops.
Oh my God.
For Jerry Abadjano.
You see the different ways that they can attack that. You give a screen, right side of the lane, drive downhill para dito kay Jerry Abadjano. Then you've got, that little back pick on the side on that roll by Mike Phillips. Look at Mike trying to close out on that three.
Well, we could have seen the 1,000 point of JP Sarao, but he chose to give that ball to Billy Robles. Right to left, just going out for Billy. Third try. At his age, Coach.
Yeah.
The control of Billy Robles on his body.
And I say the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers are doing a heck of a job getting the available offensive rebounds on their end. They're not just, nood lang pagkatapos pagmintes baba na. Talagang hinahabol nila. They understand the importance of offensive rebounding in the schemes that they do.
Marco gives it up to Billy. Hesitation. Billy Ray Robles against Harold Alarcon. And he gets the basket. The Ilonggo matchup. Billy wins the last one.
And with the bump, sends Harold Alarcon to the floor. And that attack by Billy Robles, somebody's got to peel off. And then it was Aldrich Ramos who recovered, had to let go of JP Sarao. He was late, and he got fouled.
Rizal able to cut the lead. Able to get the lead here. Their first taste of the lead in the ball game, 12-11. Billy Robles averaging almost 10 rebounds a ball game this season for a wing position, Coach Mike.
Yeah. He's a guy that is very comfortable putting the ball on the floor, especially downhill, when he gets that ball on the elbow near perimeter.
Billy Ray Robles behind the back, well defended by Harold.
Oh, yeah.
But still, Billy wins the matchup.
And they're really testing that defense downhill of Harold Alarcon with Billy attacking.
Jerry Abadjano getting a second basket here in the ball game. 4 points for Jerry Abadjano.
One might say they're doing the same for Philip Manalang, with that matchup with Jerry Abadjano.
Mark E for the jumper, long for Mark, rebounded by Jerry. Looking for a friend, gets the screen off of Mike, stops, pops, drops.
Wow.
Once again. 2 pull-up buckets for Jerry, 6 in total in the ball game.
They gave him different looks defensively. One, deniban niya pababa si Philip. Ito naman, nagkaroon ng switch. Mark went on him and is still elevated for that made 3.
Lead goes back on the side of San Juan, 15-14. Marky on the post. Going up against Aldrich Ramos. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Marky, does he know it? Goes for the hook, touches the ring. But it's a miss for Marky. The ball goes back on the side of San Juan.
Well, an empty possession that I'm sure they would have, opted for another attempt.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Ito yung atake ni Billy against Harold Alarcon, and Harold did everything that he can, but still lakas talaga ng katawan ni Billy on that drive.
Well, there's a reason why we call him the Ilonggo Superman. And that really is because of the body. A good play. Mike Phillips gets his first basket off of the pass.
When you look at the usage rate of Mike Phillips from the previous game, it was pretty low at 13%. It means that he's not very much involved on the offensive side of the floor. Very rarely does he get touches. Pero sa depensa, grabe ang nagiging activity nito sa mga closeouts, sa mga rebounds, chase for the defensive boards. You know that eventually that usage is gonna go up for Mike Phillips, especially as he tries to namasanay dito sa mga kakampi niya.
Still gonna be, he hasn't been training long with San Juan, so still a lot to learn. We go to Mike. I like this matchup, Mike Calisaan versus Marky.
Yeah. And I feel the one who benefits with Mike Phillips coming in are both si Mike Calisaan and Dexter Michaels.
The game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. That early assist coming from Mike Calisaan.
Yeah, a little flex action of that, I might say, also called a shuffle cut for Mike Phillips, going to that weak side post, receiving it, and making the basket.
We talk about depth of a lineup. Look who's coming in. James Quicote returning to the MPBL. Orlan Wamar gives it up to Mike. It's a miss.
A little bit of a rushed shot for Mike Calisaan.
Lawrence Victoria goes to the baseline. Liu. Philip fakes, drives, gives it up. Jake Gaspay with a floater.
Like the ball in the man movement so far para dito sa Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers.
James Quicote, that's been the specialty of the house for James Quicote. He was doing that for Bacoor when he was playing for Coach Alex Angeles, so there is a reason why he is back playing for Coach Alex.
And when Quicote came in, alongside itong si Mike Phillips, this just made, in my opinion, the San Juan Knights bigger and stronger. I mean, you have a lot of length, a lot of physical strength as well on both those guys. Very active and a lot of athleticism as well.
James Quicote getting his first 3 of the ball game, enjoying that 3.
And James is, if you leave him that much space, he will definitely take it. If you guard him too close, he's going to drive on you. Exactly this one.
This guy is a streak shooter. Can he go back to back, in and out for James Quicote? Rebounded by Patrick Slade. Mike Calisaan. I'm sorry, there's a lot of Mikes.
Oh, yes. Including me.
That's right, including you, Coach. And I think Mike Miranda was his teammate in college, so I got a little confused, but that's Mike Calisaan. Liu.
Oh, wow.
Short, just like his shorts.
Never easy to get in there.
Orland stops, pops, and it's long. Numbers on the side of Rizal. Liu could not get in control of the basketball. Turnover para dito sa Rizal. Patrick Slade likes the post. Ball going up against Philip Manalang. Drops it down. Mike Calisaan getting his 4th point of the game.
I like the poise displayed there by Patrick Slade. He knew he had advantage, went right through the middle of the paint, but saw a curl under by Mike Calisaan. And you got to give it to the other guy that's least guarded. That's why he gave it the pass and took the shot.
Philip Manalang gives it up to Marky. Puts it down. Gaspay can't get a foul. 1 second remaining. Orlan Wamar, full court shot. too long for Orlan Wamar, but those last few baskets will get the lead on the side of San Juan.
Well, just 3-point difference between these two teams, and at the rate that they're playing, you see a lot of different strategies both ends. Downhill action, exploiting advantages on the defensive end. Para dito kay Billy Robles, they did the same thing for Jerry Abadiano, taking advantage of what mismatch could be against Philip Manalang. And so far, even Patrick Sleet getting in the act, and you see a lot of collaborations from both these teams as we head into the spring 22-19.
White Sox steps back into the game. One recommended can't be made. And one a steal. That way is going to even up the game. 89 in the final moment of the game. And they make magic. White Sox wins the game.
Win the game. Easy lang with Sports Plus.
You are still watching the MPBL. In San Juan's previous game, I shared na meron ngang dagdag na role itong si Mike Phillips, and that is to share a Bible verse to the team before the start of the game. And today, he did it in a really fun way. He sang, "Wag kang matakot" by Eraserheads, talking about not fearing anything because God is there. After sharing and explaining the passage, he started singing. And to his surprise, the team started singing alongside with him. So it was a really positive vibe for all of them, and they hope to bring the same energy in this game. Juanito, Coach Mike.
Thank you for that, Andrea. Well, he has always been very vocal, Coach, in his support and his advocacy. Pero there's one thing, Coach, na nagulat ako. Kaya palang kumanta ni Andrea.
Oo nga. Actually, alam ko, sumasagot yan ng mga question and answer. Pero yung kumanta
Oo.
sa report niya, that's the first time I've heard it.
We gotta thank Mike Phillips that we finally heard the singing
Right.
voice of Andrea Indicio.
Now, that was actually a bait for Andrea to start singing. So we told Mike, this is what you're gonna tell her, okay? That you sang this song, and so that when she reports it, she also is gonna sing it. And so, excellent job, Andrea.
Umagat
Oo.
sa ating bait. Good job, Andrea.
But seriously, Mike Phillips, I was observing him earlier in the pregame. There were a lot of fans that were going to him, and he was very accommodating, taking pictures and what have you. And right before the jump ball, he was talking to the officials, giving them a lot of positive vibes.
He has such a positive aura, Coach.
Oo, iba eh, no?
As we see that Patrick Smith bumped to a finish on his former Pasay teammate, Lawrence Victoria. But going back to Mike Phillips, iba, Coach, nakangiti na, even the high-level competition.
Right.
This guy really brings a lot. It's going to be a good storyline here in the MPBL this season.
But when he's inside the floor, you know he's a competitor. He's a fierce competitor right on the floor.
Lead is up to 5 now for San Juan. Joel Liu. I was actually talking to Liu before the game, and I was telling him, we watched this first. Patrick's lead. Just a shoulder bump, Coach.
Yeah. That's the second time we've seen that play, but this time Patrick Sleet decides, I'm going to finish this off.
Going back to Joel Liu, nagkwentuhan kami kanina, sabi ko, Joel, each and every season, paiksi ng paiksi ang shorts mo.
Baka naman tumatangkad kasi si Joel
Pwede.
Liu. Same yung sukat, pero tumatangkad siya.
It's two facts. You know, he always gives 100% effort, pero yung hindi 100% ang shorts ni Joel.
Oo.
Orlan Wamar trying to get his first three of the ball game. And the dead eye from the outside, yet gets his first three.
And the contrast of, I guess, offensive side of the floor for both these teams. I like to think, based on my observation, that the San Juan Knights are doing a good job of moving the ball and moving guys around. You're creating that space to allow them to, exploit it, take advantage, attack. While on the other side, para dito sa Rizal, those gaps on a half-court set are pretty much filled. So it's not been easy. They have not had that enough space until that shot by Joel Liu.
Finally, they get a three-pointer. Ito Rizal here in the quarter. The second three of Joel Liu here in the ball game.
And they're going to need those shots to go in so that, it kind of expands a little bit that compact defense close to the paint.
Two-man game. Quecote goes to Kalisan. Long. They go to Dexter Maiquez. He likes that middle. Just a little too long for Dexter. Manalang. runs down the floor.
Oh my.
What was able to challenge is Orlan Wamar. And Philip Manalang feels that he got hit from behind.
Yeah, already had him beat going the middle. I felt that parang a couple of steps before that elevate, doon na siya nag-decelerate, doon siya inabot eh. See this right here, a little bit of that decelerate, and he overshot it. And then that battle on that end of the floor.
This is a veteran physical matchup between Marquis and Dexter Maiquez. Keanu. Oh, nice cut.
Play. Little screen-to-screener action right there inside the paint, coming off inbounds underneath. Screen-to-screener.
Balagtas left wide open on the middle.
Yeah. And that is really what you want to do on the offensive end, be it on a downhill half-court action or a baseline out of bounds. You know, you want to create that defense being occupied, and so they get confused, and eventually they get late.
3 points in the ball game for Marco Balagtas, cutting the lead down to 2. Dexter looking for a friend, goes to Orlan Wamar, 2-man game with Calisad.
Spain action here.
Gonna go to Patrick Sleet, drives hard. Patrick Sleet, no good on the hook shot. All the white shirts are sure that it was supposed to go their side, but there is no challenge coming from Coach Mark Dundan.
Yeah. And I like how Rizal actually did that defense against Patrick Sleet. Closing out on him and making him put that ball on the floor.
Maiquez gets it up for Orlan Wamar. The double, give it up to Mike Calisan. And that's been the story of the ball game for Mike Calisan. The inside has been actually magtipid pa.
Oh.
Because they now have a deeper depth.
Right.
Ikote drive, gets it up. Dexter Maiquez gets his first 2 of the ball game.
But what's the defense to do? You have Kwekote beating his primary defender. Surely you got to put somebody right in front of him inside the paint.
JP Sarao, one-on-one. JP Sarao fishes for the foul.
Oh.
And this is going to be an inch closer to the 1,000 points of JP Sarao. This play of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
He was quick to read that left side of the floor as that dive to that short corner by Dexter Maiquez. Too easy for Kwekote and Maiquez.
Coach, I do have a question. Is it better for you as a corner guy to stay in the corner or to cut? What's a better percentage rate?
Well, if you're talking about points per possession, if you're a really good shooter from there, you're better off staying there. But if you're not so, I guess, confident with your accuracy from that spot, you're better off, cutting the baseline and making it, more of your range.
And paid the digital wallet built for the community. We do know that Dexter Maiquez is a great shooter, but we're not really used to seeing him shoot it from the corner.
Yes, because normally when he takes shots, when I look at his numbers, his volume shots are really top of the key 3.
29-31. JP Sarao 1 point away from getting 1,000 points in the MPBL. Kwekote gives it up to Maiquez. Same play. There's a foul. Laban dito kay JP Sarao. The whole coaching staff of Rizal is not happy with that whistle.
There was just too many actions for Rizal to defend. Multiple actions. The screen, a downhill. You got that quick post up. And you actually have on the weak side 45, or the weak side wing, Orlan Wamar just waiting for that kick out of a pass.
Dexter Maiquez on the first free throw. Makes it. Both of these teams are shooting on a good clip. 52% para dito San Juan, and that's going to be 3 out of 3 from the free throw line. On the side of Rizal, they're only shooting at 37%, but they are 6 out of 8 from the free throw line, keeping them in step during the ball game. Alwin Alday puts the ball on the floor. Ikot ang bola, balik kay Alday. Gives it up to Sarao. Is this the 1,000 point mark? JP Sarao just a little too strong. Go down. Orlan Wamar brings down the basketball. Going to go down to the post to Patrick Sleet. Drives baseline. Drop pass. Mike Calisan with the 6th point of the ball game.
If you see how the guys were shaping that offense, you had Patrick Sleet, weak side you had Calisaan. There was actually a possibility of a front dive for Dexter Marquez, and then you had on the weak side wing Kwekote. And so all these guys are in a good spot for them to score. Everybody within range, possibility of being open, and possibly of being in balance when they get that rock.
Looking at the points in the paint, coach, +8 itong San Juan. So you really have seen them attack the inside more often.
Yeah, now I was checking the numbers of Dexter Marquez over season 6 and season 7. He's actually shooting just close to what 20 something percent from 3, and so that number has gone better. Hopefully for the season.
It continues to improve, but one team looking to improve here in the quarter is Rizal. They called for a timeout.
White Travel steps back into the game. One recommended and make. And what a steal. That way is going to even up the game. 9 in the final quarter of the game. And they make magic. White Travel wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Play continues here in one arena in Cainta, Rizal. Good crowd we are having. I am alongside Coach Mike Perez and our courtside reporter, the singer, Andrea Endicio.
Well, it's very important right now to understand where the scoring has really come from for both these teams. For San Juan, it's really more points in the paints where they are +8, pero bumabawi naman dyan. Itong Rizal on the fast break where they are +6. So, little give and take in that department. So this is pretty much still a close game.
Different lineup for Rizal, coach. They're going to be deploying a 3-point guard lineup. Caballero, Alday, and Jolo Mendoza.
In the hope of speeding up the game, especially with AC Soberano inside.
Miano has that basketball. He attacks. Goes to Marco Balagtas. He likes that out there.
Oh, yeah.
And Marco Balagtas getting his 2nd triple of the ball game. 9 points in total for Marco Balagtas.
And the many times that you've seen Marco Balagtas get to a slip screen, to a free spot on the 3. Common na sa kanya yan. Matic yan.
The maroon to Archer connection does not connect. It's a turnover coming from Raylan Torres. Let's watch it again, coach.
Clearly that slip didn't even hit AC Soberano in that downhill. Inantay lang talaga mag-create ng space. And so once you create that space, now you have that advantage. Now you have that opening. That's the time you give it up.
Actually, a beautiful pass coming from Piano Caballero. Might have been watching Alfred Flores last Saturday with those kinds of highlights. Numero para dito sa San Juan. Mike Phillips likes that middle, goes for that floater. Too strong for Mike. Rebounded by Billy Ray Robles.
And that one a little bit rushed, if you ask me.
Billy Robles once again. That hustle on the muscle for Billy Ray Robles.
And this trend really continues. The best way for Rizal to attack the defense of San Juan is out in the open floor. And so they get at it very early in the shot clock. In a moment where that defense is not set up, they exploit advantages and really just make the most of it. In this instance, they give it up to Billy Robles.
How basic is basketball for Billy Robles? Just a little bump, gets the space, finishes with the left to cut the lead down to 1.
Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat baya'y di patatalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. A lot of watchers here in One Arena in Rizal. And I want to give a shout out as well to Paul Desiderio, who is watching, and as well as mga kasama niya, Manoy Roche, Bad Boy ng Cebu at Welek. So shout out sa'yo, paring Paul Desiderio. I do hope you are enjoying, as there are a lot of fighting Maroons actually playing today's ball game.
I was getting to that. Oh my.
Talking about a fighting Maroon, Terence Fortea, first action, few seconds, green light right away for Terence Fortea.
That's the fourth made three actually para dito sa San Juan Knights of 10 attempts. So that's still a pretty good number.
Billy Robles, he's been red hot in today's ball game in terms of scoring. Gives it up to Jolo. Jolo drives right, sees the opening, and Jolo Mendoza. What a beautiful drive coming from Jolo.
And that momentary jab step from up high really twisted the defensive stance of AC Soberano. He opened up that hip, and downhill, always gonna be late.
Jolo Mendoza cuts the lead down to 2. We go to Reynal Ognata. He couldn't find the back door. Terence Fortea, he likes that shot. Just a little too long. Torres. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Rizal. Watch this once again, Coach. Jolo Mendoza with the drive.
That little jab na nagbago yung stance nito ni AC Soberano. And once that ball was downhill, there was really not so much he can do.
I'm just happy to see Jolo Mendoza back in action here in the MPBL. To be able to get more opportunities. He was coming off, I think, Marikina before, or Rizal as well, and then trooped over to the PBA. Now back here in the MPBL, a born scorer coming from the Ateneo de Manila University. But Reynal Hognatan, old school coach.
Battle of the OG Giants, if you ask me. Those two have had a lot of battles alongside each other.
I think there's only 2 guys that can defend that, and that they're sitting on the sidelines. It's Zaldi Realubin and Marlo Aquino.
I agree. Oh, wow.
Marco Balagtas, 3 triples here in the ball game.
Marco Balagtas so far has been the difference for them. 3 out of 4 from 3.
Jolo Mendoza gets the rebound, gives it up to Keanu. To no one, I think. That was a kick out to Boss Emer Oreta. But Boss Emer Oreta is not in the lineup, so that's going to be a turnover.
Well, he had the right idea in mind. The baseline drive, you swing it over weak side to a 45. Pero wala palang tao doon. Walang pumunta.
Good intention, bad execution. AC Soberano almost lost control. Raylan Torres stops, pops, long. Keanu moves it over. Billy Ray Robles couldn't muscle his way through. 3 for Keanu. It's not there. It's a pull down coming from Raylan Torres.
You see how quickly Keanu Caballero located Billy Robles underneath on that early pitch ahead because of matchups. But the help coming from the other Knights really did not allow Billy Robles an easy attack. And so they had to settle for that 3-point attempt by Keanu Caballero, which he missed. But fortunate for Rizal, they still keep the basketball.
Rizal from the outside, they made 7 3-pointers here in the ball game. So the outside has been a friend. They're only down by 1 against the much favored San Juan Knights. One minute 31 remaining here in the second quarter. Rizal only down by 1. Keanu could not find a friend. Tried to go for the back door of Jolo Mendoza, pero mukhang masisipa. Shot clock goes back to 13. Set a play, they go to Marquis. Looking for that handoff, almost a steal. Keanu gives it up on a pick and pop. Marquis short for Marquis, rebounded by Mike Phillips. Terence Fortea wants the early screen, trying to toy with on the side of Rizal.
Seen action.
On the side of Rizal.
Seen action for about 12 minutes. Pero yung contribution niya, very vital, as those shot makes have really been very important. 3 of 4 from the arc.
Pre-game, we were talking about how crucial will the veterans be for Rizal. And coach, they are keeping in step here. They're only down by 4.
Yeah.
45 seconds remaining. Could be a 2-for-1 on the side of Rizal. Let's see where they will go. Keanu Caballero putting that ball on the floor. Keanu uses Marquis. Couldn't find Marquis. They go to Jolo using Marco Balagtas. Pick and roll. Almost a travel. The ball is alive. Jolo stops, pops. Blocked by AC Soberano. Gets the ball back, but blocked by Mike Phillips. And that is going to be 24 on the side of Rizal.
And that is why you defend up to the very last second. Until you don't hear any buzzer, without any whistle, you gotta keep defending your side of the floor.
Timeout by San Juan for them to be able to create one last play here in the second quarter. In the ball game here, 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Mike Phillips, coach, in his last game, 9 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Yeah, and true. Yung kanyang contribution, pinaka-highlight para sa akin yung rebounds niya. Yung 15 rebounds na yun, he got 5 offensive rebounds, also had 8 assists without a turnover in that, 20-something minutes that he played. It was excellent. It was actually an excellent floor game for Mike Phillips and the playmaking despite the very modest scoring for him.
Still a little struggle, only 2 points for Mike Phillips in today's ball game, but still a lot of basketball to be played. Terence Fortea gives it up to Mike Phillips! Welcome to the MPBL, Mike Phillips!
And on purpose, they called that timeout. They wanted to set that up. It was a high stagger involving Mike Phillips. He was the second guy on that stagger. The first one went out. Mike dives middle of the lane, nobody in there, and by the time they collapsed on him, he was already airborne for that flush. And we waited for this since the first game that he played.
There is a reason why we call him Motor Mike, because his motor is unlimited. Almost destroying the ring here. Mike Phillips gets the slam.
Boy, all 4 white shirts inside the paint to try and stop him.
And that basket of Mike Phillips will extend the lead to 6 here in the second quarter.
Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao.
Alright mga kaliga, oras na ulit para sa ating Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge, where one lucky participant will get a chance to win 1 million pesos. Kilalanin natin ang ating ikalawang kalahok si Joseph Velarde mula sa Cainta. Alright, Joseph, simple lang ang mechanics. You have 45 seconds to make a layup, free throw, a three-point shot, and a half-court shot. Kapag nakompleto mo yan sa loob ng 45 seconds, mag-uuwi ka ng ₱1,000,000. Kaya One Arena, cheer naman natin si Joseph Velarde. Alright, Joseph, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Nakakompleto na ang layup. Ito na ang free throw shot. 35 seconds to go, Joseph. Take your time, Joseph. Ayan na. Three-point shot. Last 20 seconds. Ayan na, come on! Come on, Cainta! Cheer natin si Joseph para sa ₱1,000,000. Last 10 seconds.
MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball.
Kaya pa, isa pa! 3, 2, 1. Sayang. And thank you very much, Joseph Velarde. Don't you worry, mag-uwi ka ng merch mula sa Sports Plus. And thank you very much. And that's it for our Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge brought to us by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na! Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Halftime here at Juan Arena in Cainta, Rizal. We bring you the Rizal Golden Coolers, who are down by 6 against the San Juan Knights. And coach, it's been an exciting first half for us here at Juan Arena.
Yeah, indeed. And yung paraan ng field goal makes para dito sa San Juan Knights, that's really what's propelled them. They have 5 more makes and they're shooting so much better than that of Rizal at 52%. They're getting a lot of rebounds. And even the available rebounds, nakukuha talaga nila. The bench has been a huge factor, in my opinion, because that 26-8 score really shows you the depth of the spectrum of players that can help out itong San Juan Knights. Sa side ng Rizal, there were only 2 bench players that actually scored, Joel Liu and Jake Gaspar, and no one else. And then, of course, the fast breaks. Doon naman talaga bumawi itong Rizal because they would like to take the opportunity of, not the defense not being set up.
Well, Rizal is down by 6, coach, but this is not far off. There's
Yeah.
two things that's keeping them at step. It's their fast break and their 3 points.
Yeah, I agree. And both those stat lines have really helped them kahit papano hindi basta bumitaw dito sa San Juan Knights.
Marco Bantas, the leading scorer in today's game, 12 points. JP Sarao, 1 point away from getting into the 1,000-point club in the MPBL. But on the other side, well-balanced, Calisaan, the leading scorer with 7, Abadjano and Terence Forteo with 6 apiece, and Aldrich Ramos with 5.
I'd be surprised if JP Sarao does not get it in the second half.
Go back to San Juan. This is actually their favorite part of the game during the halftime. Paborito nilang mamato ng mga chichirya
Right.
to the fans. So it's really something that San Juan has been doing all throughout the last few years. San Juan looking to be starting with the same starters, but a new guy on the floor the first minutes in the game for Raul Soyod, Senator Jinggoy Estrada in attendance.
So far, better scoring for Mike Phillips than he did in the in his first game. He's 40% right now, 2 out of 5. But then yung rebounds, that continues to be a major contribution for Mike Phillips. He's got 7.
Let's see what adjustments both of these coaches have for us. Keanu Caballero brings down the basketball. Gives it to Alvin Alday. Are they going to go to JP Sarao? Is this going to be the 1,000-point JP? Bothered by Mike Phillips. Harold Alarcon tries to go all the way. It's not going to count. There was one more dribble before the layup.
And Harold Alarcon having only 2 points in the quarter, both coming from the free throw line. Really trying to make a bucket now from the field to get himself going.
No count on the side of San Juan. Bajano given a screen by Raul Soyod. Jerry tries to drive. Another two-man game. Now Harold and Mike. Harold hesitates, stops, pops. Too long. Rebounded by Raul. Not stolen by Rizal. Numbers on the side. Alwin stops, pops, and goes in and out for Alwin Alday. Ball is stopped by Harold Alarcon. Good turnover. JP Sarao gets the steal. Now they push. Billy Robles all the way up top. And he likes that left hand.
Oo, komportable yan tumapos ng kaliwang kamay. Kahit dito sa right or sa left side, walang problema yan para kay Billy Robles. And again, they are exploiting advantages by doing an early pitch ahead to their side of the floor.
And Billy Robles now with 9 points here in the game. Jerry Abadjano now drives. Goes to Mike. He likes that floater, but he has not made it possible. He has not made one of those here in today's game.
Yeah. I like that he actually took it because he's open at that spot.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
And they never really allowed that those other defenders from San Juan to come in and help out. And so, quick attack by Billy Robles.
Harold Alarcon, he likes this when he gets the space, fouled by his co-Ilonggo in Billy Ray Robles.
And Harold Alarcon trying to make it a foot race. Going down, they were chasing for that space. Billy Robles kept in step. And I think they're going to challenge this. They don't think Billy Robles actually fouled Harold Alarcon.
Billy Robles was actually very sure that there was no foul in that last play. So Coach Mark Dandan will be going for a challenge. Let us wait for the result.
nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanigang pakbakal. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul, resulting to a jump ball at the center court.
Coach Mark Dandan happy with that challenge. Let's watch this, Coach.
Yeah, and even Billy Robles knew that there wasn't that contact on that drive. Tsaka ang lalim na rin ni Harold dun sa take-off na yon.
I think, Coach, what they were looking at, I mean, what they saw was that looked like it hit the back of the head of Harold dahil gumalaw.
Yeah.
But obviously, there was no hit, so it's gonna be a jump ball challenge. It's gonna be a jump ball. Yun lang, si Mike Phillips ang katapat ni Marco Balagtas.
Pero ito yung changes sa rules natin.
Yes.
You know, you kind of like it because successful yung challenge. Dapat you have a chance to get the possession.
But the possession actually will go the side of Rizal. So good hustle coming from Billy Robles. Senator Jinggoy Estrada not happy. They're only up by 4. Billy Robles, two-man game. Wants disposed.
And they've been wanting that matchup.
Billy Robles with a fade. It's gonna be too long. Rebounded by Nico Panganiban. Nico. 32-man game with Mike Phillips. There's a re-screen. Gives it up to Jerry Abajano. Jerry, dribble pull-up. Jerry Abajano not there. Mike Phillips gets a second chance point.
That's where he's most dangerous, especially if you're gonna switch it, because he eventually will be ending up with a guard, and then he goes downhill, tries to crash the offensive rebound, and just an easy putback.
Alwin Alday on the other end. Cannot get that floater. Harold Alarcon all alone for the lay-in.
One of the very rare times that you see Harold Alarcon get the open lane coming from an assist by Mike Phillips.
Billy Robles goes down low. Marco Balagtas sits to the left. Rebounded by Alwin Aladay, getting that second chance points.
Boy, that's one guy that they definitely miss scoring right now. Alwin Alday. He, for the most part, in the years that he's played here in Rizal, has led the team in scoring.
That's the first 2 points of Alwin Aladay here in the ball game as Jerry Abanjano extends his scoring. That's going to be 9 for Jerry Austin Abajano.
And that really only happened because of that one more pass. You bring the ball in deep in the paint, you kick it out, and you get a one more, and you have to take it.
Piano Caballero trying to go for that no-look pass. It was successful earlier going to Marco Balagtas, but gets fouled this time around. This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Just open floor right there. Nobody right in front of Harold Alarcon. And so he finishes it. Another fast break para San Juan.
That is actually the first assist of Mike Phillips, comparing it to his 8 assists in that last game. So una pa lang yun para kay Mike. Let's go to JP Sara, who is 1 point away from getting 1,000. Keanu Caballero in and out for Keanu. Last touch on the hands of Raul Soyud. Will there be a challenge?
Yeah, he's asking for a challenge.
Hindi na ito challenge. 14 to shoot. Ooh. Oh, turnover. Jerry numbers 4 in. Jerry goes all the way up top. It's still a 2. But it could have been a slam for Mike Phillips.
Sa sobrang bilis ng pagbaba, hindi mo na alam kung ano i-cover mo. Yung three-pointer ba, yung paint touch, yung downhill. And these guys are very good at locating that point of attack, which eventually ends up with Mike Phillips with an alley-oop.
It might not be a dunk, but San Juan will still take it as this is the basket for them to be able to extend the lead to double digits for the first time in today's ball game. 54-43 in favor of San Juan.
White House steps back into the game. One commitment can be made. And what a steal. That player's going to even up the game. 9 in the final over the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Barangay ay suportado. Kahit anong mangyari, sama-sama tayo.
Oh, Coach F.
Coach F also in attendance. He was also there last Saturday.
Yes.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Turning over to our courtside, Andre Andisho.
Coach Mark Dandan started the season with 2 consecutive losses, but the fire in Rizal just got stronger. Nabanggit nga ni Coach, maraming lumabas na positives instead of negatives, like how they can understand each other more and execute better. Factor na malakas nga rin daw talaga yung nakalaban nila agad, but Coach Mark says, I like the challenge. At the same time, it forces the team to work together more and gel faster because they know they have to show up as early as possible. One more thing, Coach Mark added, it's better na nakakalaban namin sila when we are in full health than in latter part of the season. It's a team considerably new, but we all see how competitive this team can be. Babalik po ang MPBL.
There's a stoppage on the floor. Finally, thank you for that first, Andrea, for that report as we were talking about the competitive nature of Rizal. JP Sarao was able to get that jumper to finally get into our premier 1,000-point club in the MPBL. So congratulations, JP Sarao, for your 1,001 points in the MPBL.
Yeah, don't you just love it when guys who have played over the years earn this opportunity? And you also like that coming off a timeout, Coach Mark Dandan sets him up with that little split action on both ends of the floor, ending up with a floppy and just leaving. Ito si JP Sarao right up top with enough space to make that basket.
Joel Mendoza and Keanu Caballero, a little rest on the bench. Actually, funny, Coach, I was looking at Coach Mark Dandan. He was confused why there was a stoppage. I think he didn't know that
didn't know?
JP Sarao already had 999 on that point. Para kay JP lang talaga yung play.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk to him. You know what? We said you did a good job. Wow.
Coach, Nico Panganiban, either left or right,
Yeah?
he's just a strong attacker.
Yes. At saka legit scorer to si Nico Panganiban. You have to remember, back in the previous seasons when the point guard was Orlan Wamar, he pretty much was that 2 guy that Orlan would swing that ball over and allow him to either shoot a shot, put the ball on the deck, and create shots.
I remember a few seasons ago, Coach, when I was doing that, when I was an analyst, Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. I was saying that the best way for them to stop Nico Panganiban is to send him right. But I think I was wrong.
And don't you just love it when players prove you wrong?
That's right,
Oh,
that's
diba?
right. But he does attack a lot more often on the left. Pero Coach, wala. Kahit kanan, malakas pa rin eh.
Oo. Ambidextrous ang atake. Pwede sa kanan, pwede sa kaliwa. I mean, of course, players will always have tendencies, but Nico Panganiban almost doesn't make a difference.
Rizal, this time around, gets the basketball out after that miss of Jolo Mendoza. Go back to JP Sarao. Given a screen, a small to big screen, and JP Sarao with that hard spin and getting the foul in the basket.
That's what makes JP Sarao so special. Ball on the deck, baseline got close, goes to his automatic footwork, which you also saw on top of the key when he made that shot. He's very comfortable on inside pivots, inside reverse pivots, outside front pivots, any footwork right in there. Alam mong always in balance yan si JP Sarao.
Well, there is a reason why the Quezon Huskers was excited to bring him over last year.
Last year, yeah.
Depth of talent for Quezon last year. You have JP Sarao on the inside. You also have Will Gozo.
Yeah.
Still have Simon Sandagon and different lineup. But Harold Alarcon with that step back jumper to return the lead to double digits.
Tsaka ang Quezon Huskers, they love, you know, yung mga stretch guys na ganon, that can play inside the paint and also knock it down from, you know, a range.
58-47, 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Harold Alarcon has gotten a few buckets. He likes that when he gets hot. I don't know what they eat in UP, coach, pero pag nag-iinit ang isa, tuloy-tuloy talaga itong mga players ng UP. We saw earlier Jerry Abadjan in the first quarter, Terence Portella in the second, and now it's Harold Alarcon in the third heating up.
And this really is about, actually for both teams, hunting, you know, matchups, advantages. And for twice already, we've seen Harold Alarcon did not even think twice that he had Joel Lee right in front, went in there and attacked, got to his comfortable space and range, rose and took it.
And Joel Liu is one of the best defenders here in the MPBL. Jolo Mendoza, too strong on the floater. San Juan trying to run, no numbers. They set up the basketball. JP Sarao will be pulling down. Itong si Mike Phillips.
Well, he actually tried to get rid of Mike Phillips on that post-up. Kasi masisila na siya ni Mike Phillips. If Mike would have gotten that ball, he would have been, you know, solo in there to contend against Mike.
Front court substitution. JP Sarao and Marco Balagtas will be getting a rest. Getting inside is Marky and Jake Gaspay, who actually did a pretty good job against Mike Phillips in the first half.
Yeah. And this is now the biggest lead of the game at 13.
60-47, still in favor of San Juan. Harold Alarcon in this quarter. Left or right, Harold Alarcon is simply comfortable. 10 points in total for Harold Alarcon.
And all of them here in the third quarter.
Big Gaspay. Gives it over to Philip. Trying to attack. Itong si Kalisaan. Jolo in and out. He's been unlucky, but at the right place at the right time is Jake Gaspay.
Ang bigat rin dito ang oh no, another three on its way.
That's Terence Portella. It's a miss for Terence. Philip crossing over Orlan. Gives it over to the corner. Marky has that shot and he makes it.
Nice pass, I like that.
5-0 run in favor of Rizal. First 3 points for Marky.
And enjoying the game is Coach Warren Capitan of Batangas. Always scouting, and napaka-importanting i-scout niya to dahil alam mo namang mabibigat na mga contenders. Oh, Harold Alarcon, he's got 13 in the third.
What can't Harold Alarcon do in this ball game? Behind the back, getting that stop and pop three is Harold.
Talk about getting in a zone.
Marky can't get the three, can't answer. Will they go back to Harold Alarcon? Terence Portella creates it for Harold.
Why not? They will keep on spamming this matchup.
Harold trying to play, stops, pops. It's a miss for Harold Alarcon. Rebounded by Jake Gaspay. 3 black shirts trying to double Philip Manalang. There will be a whistle. I think it's going to be an Orlan Vamar.
Well, impressive showing by Harold Alarcon here in the third quarter. Started off with that fast break layup and then started getting into a good groove. He liked the matchups that was in front of him. Sa sobrang lalim ng gwardiya ang rotation itong San Juan Knights. You still have not seen so many minutes for AC Soberano, who is one of the highest percentage three-point shooter that we have in the league.
Well, what they did, coach, in the preseason, they were only giving a maximum of 20 minutes per player.
Managed, yeah.
So I think they're still doing it the same here.
Of course, in consideration of a very long season.
That's right. Marky gives it up to Joel Liu. Joel gives it up to Mark. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Yi drives. Marky gets the lay-in.
Marky, the veteran, finding that spot, giving it a chase.
Well, let's remember, Marky was part of that Abra Championship. Now giving his championship experience para naman dito sa Rizal. Fake by Mike. Hard foul coming from Marquis.
Ang ganda rin ng pahinga nila Mike Calisaan tsaka ni Dexter Michael. They're also yun, Mike Phillips and Reynald Hugnatan.
All I can do, coach, is scratch my head because whenever there is a substitution, the talent is just as good.
So yeah.
Mike, go in and out. Medyo binibi ni Mike Calisaan yung kanyang tira doon. Manalang trying to outspeed. He likes that baseline drive. He gives it up to Joel Liu. Gaspay. He goes to Marquis on the post. Split action, no available. Marquis goes 1-1 on the spin. In and out for Marquis.
You see how that defense continued to be attached and then they run the open floor. That's how tough this quarter has been. You never get an advantage on your end of the floor. You miss, they run.
And Mike Calisaan, always the beneficiary of that fast break. I don't even know how to teach that. It's only Mike Calisaan who is a master of that leak out.
Ang bilis no?
Actually, weird doon, coach. Siya yung nakatawa kay Marquis eh.
Oo, bumabantay kanina.
May konting tapikan lang. Magugulat ka na lang. Pagbato ng bola, ando na. Let's watch this again. It's not even 3 seconds. All of a sudden, boom! Ando na si Mike Calisaan.
Oh, and I wish we had a tracker of who's the most parang recipient of assist by Orlan Mamara.
Okay.
I'm sure it's gonna be Mike Calisaan.
I pay the digital wallet built for the community. I would not be surprised if it's gonna be Mike Calisaan. Close to it probably is AC.
AC, right?
Off the three, pero feeling ko lalamang pa rin si
Mike.
Mike.
Kasi it's either you hit the roller or you hit the one
Yes, that's right.
You know, on that stretch.
Gaspay gets his own rebound. Jake Gaspay getting the 2 points, missing the 2, but was able to recover, getting that put back.
Now, this guy, Jake Gaspay, I don't think he's fully utilized yet. There's a lot of upside for this young man.
Well, he was not getting a lot of minutes on the side of Caloocan. I think that's one of the reasons why he wanted to get more opportunities para din sa Rizal. Terence, that's a straight line, but it's a miss. Joel Liu trying to outrun everybody, gives it up. Jolo Mendoza with the catch and shoot.
So you're gonna need that to help out your team, especially your confidence.
This is only a single-digit lead. They cut the lead down to 8.
Right.
Quickote gives it up to Mike. Gives it back to James Quickote. 6 seconds. James, it's not good. Got it by Jolo Mendoza. Pushes it over. Joel Liu able to cut back the lead to 6. So no win for San Juan here in the 3rd quarter. Able to recover back in the end game with a 7-0 run is Rizal. But first, coach, let's talk about Harold Alarcon here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, he's just been really good in the 3rd. 13 points altogether, 5 of 8, couple of rebounds, 3 assists. And iba't ibang paraan na nakatulong itong si Harold Alarcon. But really, for the most part, it's his scoring ability that has spread this game more on the side of San Juan.
Well, that jumper has really been deadly. He is able to get a 6-point lead for the Knights.
MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Mahaligang Pilipinas Basketball.
Fourth and final quarter, our VIPs, Emerson Oreta, Zaldiri Elubit, of course, the Peacemaker, Rudy Distrito, and our special guest for today, Marlu Aquino. I do remember, Coach, he played for
Bacoor,
back
yeah.
in the day alongside his son,
Yes.
who is playing in Japan. So welcome back to the MPBL, Sir Marlu Aquino. Two-man game. What a beauty between James Quecote and Dexter Marquez.
There were actually two sets of point of attack. One, it was that flex action ending up with Mike Calisan and down in the middle. If that's not there, then they go to that two-man action, weak side.
Those are the things that make Coach Mike smile because as a basketball nerd, Coach Mike just loves those actions.
So, sarap tingnan eh.
Joel defended well by his former Bacoor teammate, but Joel Liu wins that matchup, gets that floater.
And he's developed that uncanny way of using his footwork. And that really helps out his offensive game.
Joel Liu with 10 points quietly in the ball game, rebounded by Jake Gaspay. Rizal trying to cut further into the lead. Joel Liu pressured by James. Joel. Hard show coming from Mike. Joel with the drive. Masyado malalim para kay Joel Liu. And here comes San Juan. All alone is Terrence Matea.
Corner guy, defender, just leaking out after a miss.
71-63. 8 minutes and 30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Philip goes to Jolo Mendoza. Hesitates. Goes to Jake Gaspay.
There you go.
Able to get a foul and finish with a basket is Jake Gaspay.
Yeah, maganda yung nabit-bit ni Jolo yung dalawang defender papunta sa kanya. Sumunod after that screen coming off that Iverson cut. And then eventually Jake Gaspay going to his footwork on a downhill left side of the floor, kisses it off the glass.
Quietly coaching this ball game, Jake Gaspay has 8 points and 8 rebounds to his name. And probably the only guy who can probably maybe a little match up with Mike Phillips here in this game.
Yeah. It's efficiency, you know. He was, what, 4 out of 5 from the field in 13 minutes of action. And, this guy's pretty much earned it.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Give it to Mike. James looking for the three, couldn't get it. Orlan Wamar goes cross court, able to read well is Joel Liu. Joel finds a cutting Jake Gaspay.
I told you, yung activity nito ni Jake Gaspay, only a matter of time. All the more that he gets involved on the offensive end, it triggers yung kanyang defensive side then.
Terrence Bertea with a cross, stops and pops, and makes it off the bank. Might be 7:42 in the evening, but the bank is open for Terrence Bertea.
Shooter ka na, swerte ka pa. No?
That's right. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're lucky. If you're Terrence Bertea, you are both. 74-67, that kind of hurt because it extends the lead back to 7 on the side of San Juan. Go down low. Gaspay has been red hot and he has 12 points here in the game.
I thought they had that early look on the little short action involving Jake Gaspay, pero maganda na naibalik pa rin niya sa kanya.
Dexter Marquez slowing things down. Fake zoom, they hand it off to Orlan Wamar.
Switch, he wants to take on him.
10 seconds remaining. Orlan drives left, gives it up to Dexter Marquez. Just a little short para kay Dexter. 4 versus 2. Mark Yee, one-hander. And Mark Yee turning back the hands of time.
Oh, wow! Mark Yee! Those moments when you would have seen it in the past, now you're seeing it tonight.
This play of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Wow, he pumped that ball. And it went straight at the defense of Quecote, his former teammate in Bacoor.
That's right. And I don't know how to explain that. Controlling it with one hand, coach, that is tough. But Marquis able to finish well.
The timeless Marquis. Always a straight-up competitor. always a mentor to the young guys and leads by example.
Well, this will force Coach Alex Angeles into a timeout. Marquis cutting the lead all the way down to 2 here in the fourth quarter. We have an exciting game in front of you, 74-72.
White House steps back into the game. One recommended can be made. And what a steal. That way is going to even out the game. 89 in the final quarter of the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
It's the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Earlier, this lead was as high as 11. But Rizal continues to work their way through. And now they're only down by 2, forcing Coach Alex Angeles into a timeout.
And what a comeback by itong Rizal, no? Really just staying the course. As you see more fans waiting for our next game.
Well, Coach, Rizal is actually the home team in this ball game. We are playing at the One Arena here in Cainta, so a little more support on the side of Rizal. It's actually a mix, Coach. I think it's a mix of wanting to watch your home team and wanting to be able to meet the big names itong San Juan.
Yes. Akala ko nga kanina home game pa to ng Sarangani gawa ni Mix Pasco.
That's right.
Puro
Oh,
poster ni
Terrence
Mix.
Portea
Man.
off the handoff, off balance, yet able to make that fader.
And the three-point shooting has definitely improved for the San Juan Knights.
Aldai trying to answer, not get it. Rebounded. It's Billy Robles. Cannot really see from our angle.
Yeah, it's Billy.
It's Billy getting that rebound. Rebounding story right here, +5 on the side of San Juan. One of the reasons they're still in control even though Rizal is trying to knock. Aldai drives left. Aldai cannot find. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Kicks it out. Orlan Wamar all alone for the fast break. The lead is back to 7.
And really, this defense of the San Juan Knights forcing you to commit mistakes. And if you're too deep on that mistake, they will make you pay with the runs.
5 minutes and 30 remaining here in the ball game. Manalang cannot find an opening. 6 seconds on the shot clock once again. Manalang drives, pero may tinamaan dito. I think it's Sleet and Billy Robles. A little physicality on the inside.
Well, very similar mold of players, no?
That's right, that's right.
Ano yung competitor at alam mong makikipagbakbakan din sa sa pwestuhan.
But this was a fast break. Before that, Orlan Wamar able to finish on that fast break. It's a 5-0 run on the side of the Knights. Five minutes and 25 remaining in the ball game. Coach, what does Rizal have to do for them to be able to upset itong San Juan?
Well, you got to beat the defense. That's the thing. And then come back defensively on the other end. But, it's easier said than done. It's going to take the entire team to collectively move that ball around, be quick to a decision, get to the open guy, and then have someone come back as safety. Tulad yan, they may commit a mistake. Thankfully for them, naputukan sila ng 24 because if that never happened, that would have been a fast break the other side.
That this might be interesting because Orlan Wamar was going for the steal. Pumutok yung 24, but Orlan Wamar steps outside. And the question here is, if Orlan Wamar was able to get full control, then the ball will go back to Rizal.
Agree.
Watch here again, Coach. Let's see. What do you think, Coach?
Where the clock is. Oh yeah, he stepped on the line.
But do you think he got full control for Rizal to be able to get possession back? Or do you think that's already enough for it to be called a 24?
That's a tight one to call. Because I don't think he had a firm grasp on the ball. I don't think that ball was at rest. I thought that ball was still moving. So this is going to be a tricky one.
See here once again. It's a 24 on the side of Rizal.
What's the tap?
Nakuha ni Orlan Wamar. This was where the 24 was called.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't get in control.
He did have control.
Okay, 1 second, tap. And because it's a loose ball, you actually don't call a 24.
Yeah. Tsaka na-bounce niya.
That's right.
Yeah, he has control already.
I think the ball will go to San Juan. There you go. Orlan Wamar was confident the whole way through. Didn't even talk to the referee. Alam lang niyang
Na nauna yung buzzer bago
right.
yun. Oh.
Mark Dandan on your screens there.
How about the work done by Coach Mark Dandan?
No, you gotta credit Coach Mark Dandan.
Huge turnaround in that game against the Caloocan.
Even the runs here, Coach Mark Dandan is orchestrating a good fight.
Yeah. And these guys are responding. 3 on its way.
Big three coming from Keanu Caballero. Cutting the lead back to only 4 points with 4 minutes and 40 remaining in the ball game.
2-possession game.
They go down low. Mike Phillips doubled, stolen by Keanu. They push it over. What a pass! And Joel Liu just puts the ball inside the ring. The lead is down to 2.
Again, attacking the open floor. That's been the way that they've come back.
79-77. We have an exciting game in front of us. There's a whistle. It's going to be a pull coming from JP Sarao. Watch this. The tap by Marco Balagtas. A run out and a beautiful leak out coming from Keanu Caballero.
An off-legged finish there by JLY. Oh, wow.
Well, you face the first minutes of AJ Coronel.
Oh, man, no? That's another guy that can run with
right.
it.
Actually, Coach, still not used to him not wearing pink because he's been playing for Pasay for quite some time now. But new opportunities, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Harold Alarcon in and out, rebounded by Patrick Sleet. They go down low. Muscle on, muscle. Phillips versus Billy Ray. Good defense played by Billy Ray Robles. Clean swipe by Billy. Now Billy Ray attacks. A counter block on the side of Mike Phillips. Watch this again, Coach. What a read. Looking at the ball.
Yeah.
Taking candy from a baby. Pero pinawian din agad ni Mike Phillips on the other end.
And hindi ganun kadali na basta maiwanan mo si Mike Phillips. So, sana short distance ganon. He's that athletic.
Orlan Wamar drives. He likes this one-on-one. But Liu, one of the best defenders in the league. But Orlan was able to get a little step in to fish for that foul. Jake Gaspay in the ball game, still on the bench here. Manny paid the digital wallet built for the community. Orlan Wamar in the ball game. Not the same usage, Coach, because of the depth nitong San Juan, but you look at the numbers of Orlan Wamar still with 5 points, 6 points, and 2 assists here in the game in 20 minutes of play.
Yeah, really more of yung pag-facilitate ng offense nila eh. And he's been a guy that's willing to relinquish yung scoring side ng kanyang laro for the betterment of the team.
AJ Coronel, first few minutes already getting the rebound right there. Billy Robles, no whistle was called. Could have been a foul. but he was able to take control of his body, getting that shot.
Well, very early, ito si Billy Ray Robles. They used him to be the point of attack.
Harold gives it up to Orlan Wamar. Straight line, but too long for Orlan Wamar. One more opportunity para sa San Juan. Wamar gives it up. Harold open. Couldn't get it. Rebounded. Oh, almost a rebound, but Joel Liu medyo malayo po sa bola.
You see that side-to-side movement of that ball, but this instance, Billy Robles really attacking the defense of Harold Alarcon, able to regain balance and make that shot.
I do think there is a foul there, Coach.
Yeah, could be.
Could have been a whistle right there, but they still cut the lead down to 1. 2 minutes 45 remaining. Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 10 seconds on the shot clock para San Juan. Jerry Abadjano using Mike Phillips. Sees a little space. Jerry not there. Rebounded by Mike. They go back to Jerry Abadjano. Another 10 seconds remaining. Two-man game. Mike Phillips. At tuwing rumurol si Mike Phillips, napapakapit po kami ni Coach Mike Perez because we never know when the next slam will be.
Yeah, it's always parang a potential mismatch
Right.
on the size. He will always have positional advantage on that switch. See Senjin Goy right there.
Mike Phillips, not really his strong suit, the free throw line.
There you go.
And he will be playing for Coach Jinggoy, whose pet peeve is the free throw line.
Throws, right? Free throws.
Missing on the first is Mike Phillips. 8 points and 13 rebounds in the ball game. Second shot is a make for Mike Phillips. Only a 2-point lead para sa San Juan. A one-possession ball game that we have here.
And Mike Phillips' minutes have been managed well. 24 minutes of action. And just enough time to recuperate and rest for the rest of the game.
They like this Billy Ray matchup. They go to the post, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Marquis, does he know the time? Goes for that no-look shot! But an offensive rebound for Billy Ray Robles.
Oh my, we're tied at 81. We are tied at 81.
This last 2 minutes is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Jerry Abadjano with the fader. A chance for Rizal to take the lead here. The home crowd is liking it. We go back to the same action. Billy Ray Robles gets the lead.
Boy. And every time you put that ball down on that short corner, where you're left with Billy Robles with 1 or 2 dribbles away to claim that baseline side. As a defender, you know you got to be actively pursuing. That's why Harold Alarcon was already asking for help on the baseline side since nobody came in. Jerry came in late, but you know, that's all the space that he needs to finish with his favorite left hand.
What a terrific ball game being played by Billy Robles. And Rizal now has the lead with 1 minute and 35.
Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag maalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. MPBL na. MPBL na.
Enjoying the action here at One Arena in Cainta, Rizal. Your home team finally getting the lead here. 1 minute and 35 remaining. It's the first taste of the lead para dito sa Rizal in a long time. We gotta ask,
All-important stop here for Rizal.
Lamar going left, takes it out to Harold. Harold, tough shot, challenged well. gonna be too long. Saved by Sleet. Loose ball. Rebounded by who else, coach? Billy Robles.
Wow. Talk about wanting to win. Billy Robles.
The drive. Kicks it out. Philip Manalang. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 1 minute on the game clock. Philip using the two-man game. 5 seconds.
They got
Drive.
numbers.
Mark Yee not able to get it. A second chance para dito sa Rizal. They want to get the best play possible. They go back to their star, Billy Robles. Billy Robles, 4 seconds. Defended by Harold. Clean defense. Mark Yee versus Sleet. Challenging Patrick Sleet up top, but Sleet will win the matchup.
Oh, wow. Patrick Sleet finishing it off. Airborne, getting challenged by Mark Yee. But I thought that play really started on that end of the floor. Philip Manalang had Mike Phillips in the corner. He cut the other way. Billy loses that ball, and Patrick Sleet was off to the races and airborne on that finish against Mark Yee.
Well, Patrick Sleet, not a lot of minutes in the ball game, but when it matters the most, he steps up. But let's go to Coach Mark Gandan and Rizal.
Cap, Yano, Solo, Billy, Sopin, look, Pin, Pin, fake it. Ito kay Billy, dalawa, pababa, post. Pag wala sa post, Mark, balikan mo si Keanu dito. Pag nakuha sa post, look, Keanu tawid, Marco tawid, Curlit, dalawang kay Jolo. Dito. So Billy, pag wala, ito si Jolo. Baba. Marco.
Ay, asabi tayo. Penalty yan, bro. Penalty tayo, bro.
Sa maganda ko.
So a lot of options on the side of Rizal here. They're gonna go with Robles, Caballero, Yee, Balagtas, and Jolo Mendoza.
Yeah.
In a tall five being deployed by San Juan. Torres, Alarcon, Sleet, Calisaan, and Mike Phillips. Veteran experience versus length. So this is going to be an exciting last 34 seconds for us.
Watch out for Billy to go to that same short corner action. And then Marquis is going to come back to give a pick for Keanu Caballero.
We go to Keanu. 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Keanu uses Marco Balagtas. 5 seconds. He wants his one-on-one. Drives hard. Keanu able to... Well, he was able to miss there. Harold Alarcon, 15 seconds remaining. Wants the clear out. Harold Alarcon. One-on-one. Uses Mike Phillips. 5 seconds on the game clock. Harold Alarcon. One step in, Harold Alarcon, straight line. But it's a miss.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be our first overtime here in our season.
Oh my. I mean, regardless the outcome of this game, as you see this last play right here, they really melted the clock. They wanted to continue to milk that hot hand of Harold Alarcon. That shot looked good, back rimmed it. And we're going to overtime. I was going to say, regardless the outcome of this game, Coach Mark's done real good in the past 2 games.
Well, we are going to go into overtime. Rizal versus San Juan here at Juan Arena in Cainta.
MPBL, Mahaliga Pilipinas Basketball League.
back in the ball game. For those who are only tuning in now, we are going into our first overtime of the season. And who else better to cover it than me and Coach Mike Perez alongside Andrea and Disho on the sidelines. Ganda naman ng ball game natin dito,
Oo.
Coach.
Grabe yung labanan na yan. Pati yung mga ibang kasama natin dito sa panel, nanonood na rin.
That's right. Shout out to Mika Abisamis and Ken Pangilinan.
Yes.
We do miss you both. See you the next week. Corner 3. Billy
Oh
Robles
my goodness.
is not done. Coach Mike has been talking about the willingness to win, and there is no guy to better show it than Billy Robles.
Full laser focus here for Billy Robles. Catch and shoot situation on the very first possession of overtime.
Actually, they want to go post to Mike Phillips. Hook shot. Short for Mike Phillips. Rebounded by Keanu Caballero. Ball is alive. Keanu decides to slow things down. They go to JP Sarao. Kabalik nila kay
Slip.
Billy Robles. Keanu sees a little space. Goes for the 3. It's short. Rebounded by Mike. Numbers on the side of San Juan. 5 versus 4. They slow it down. No need to rush. Sumasayaw si Orlan Wamar. Step side. Not enough. Rebounded once again. Billy Robles. 1 versus 2. It's going to be a travel on Billy Robles. No space to operate.
And Rizal, at that moment, I thought was maybe a little bit of adrenaline. They're just trying to build on that made 3 by Billy Robles. And the coaching staff, you see Coach Chico Tirona telling everyone, hey, settle down. Settle down.
Na-excite din itong Rizal because they're seeing opportunity.
Oh. But you're in a good place. You're in a good place if you're Rizal.
Coach Billy Robles has only been averaging 4 points in the first 2 games of the season, but today he troops you over to 17.
Yep.
Now Jerry Abadjano. Stop and pops. Cannot make it. The struggle continues on the offensive side of San Juan.
Well, once those threes stopped falling for San Juan, it leveled the playing field.
Keanu. Defended well by Orlan Wamar. 6 seconds once again. Balagtas stops and pops to the side. Almost a rebound for JP Sarao, but Mike Phillips secures.
Once again, another hurried shot from Rizal.
2 minutes and 50 remaining. Orlan Wamar switched out by Billy Robles. They go inside. Advantage for Mike Phillips. And he maximizes on the height.
Well, finally, they see that switch. That's been in there for almost every time that they get into a little ball screen or a chin action on the weak side. You're always left being guarding Mike Phillips if you're the smaller guy. And Keanu, there's not so much that you can do. And just hope that he misses.
Who better will find him than Orlan Wamar, the leading assist guy in the MPBL for a lot of seasons now, able to find Mike Phillips. But Mike misses on the free throw.
Yeah, he's 1 out of 3 from the line.
Reynel Hugnatan might need a lot of lessons and a lot of free throw shooting with Mike Phillips. They go back to the post, a different man this time around, Jerry Abadjano. Sarao spaces out, short for JP, rebounded by Orlan Wamar. 2 minutes and 20.
Mike in the middle.
Halisan block. Mike too strong. Mike strong again. 4 chances. And the motor Mikes with an S. Able to get 4 chances and eventually the lead para dito sa San Juan.
The Mikes ruling the paint. Dominating in that instance.
89-88 for 87-86. Crossover. Manalang. 5 seconds once again on the shot clock. No space. Put back by Marco Balagtas.
Wow. And this has become a paint game now.
Now the inside is where the game is happening. Phillips, fake handoff. He's looking for Jerry Abadjano. Jerry, tax right. Goes inside. 5 seconds. Mike gets the basket once again.
Well, when we talked about the paint being played here in extension, that is the domain of a Mike Phillips. I mean, catching that 50-50 ball, able to get to that footwork and finish going glass, and it just shows you yung control rin ito ni Mike Phillips. The only challenge with him really is the free throws because he's 1 out of 3 from the line. He missed one earlier on an end one. And the hope really is, if you're a Sun One Night fan, is that he makes this.
15 points and 18 rebounds for motor Mike Phillips. Forces Coach Mark Dandan to put back in Jake Gaspay. He's 1 out of 4 from the free throw line. The struggles continue for Mike. 1 minute and 20 remaining here in the ball game.
Oh boy, and that door's still open.
Billy Robles drives, gives it to Mark E. Philip Manalang doesn't go for the 3. They go back to Billy. 4 guys, 4 black shirts. No foul is called, but the black shirt will be the last touch on that possession.
The moment that Kwekote switched onto Billy Robles, in my opinion, you lose that advantage. Billy was better off with a smaller guy on him down on the low block. So were they looking for other guys outside, maybe to try and rotate the ball a little bit?
Coach Mark adds a shooter. Joel Mendoza goes back here in the ball game. No option. They go to Marquis. 5 seconds remaining. Marquis, with all of the experience in the world, gets the jumper.
Calmly making it. Just a little catch, a face-up, and a release.
We're only on week 3 of the MPBL, and we're given a classic right away. Abadjano goes to Wamar. Drives, stops and pops. Orlan Wamar cannot use the bank. Rebounded by Jake Gaspay. 40 seconds remaining in the game.
This is a good 2-for-1 here for Rizal.
They go to their best scorer, Jolo Mendoza. Jolo hesitates, gives it to Marky. Mark for the 3. To the side, almost a rebound. 24 seconds remaining.
You gotta watch out for that 2-man action.
Remember, Jerry Abadjano had a game winner in the preseason. This time around, Orlan Wamar looking for a Fred. Finds Mike Calisan, just too strong for Mike.
Wow, he was free underneath. Everybody thought that Orlan Wamar was focused on that roll by Mike Phillips, but there was a dive on that weak side from Mike Calisan. Look at him time it perfectly. Waited for 2 defenders on Orlan Wamar, but he overshot that mark.
He was at the right place at the right time, coach, but his hands could not get in full control of that shot.
And the thing is, very rarely do you see Mike Calisan miss that close.
Marquis, all-important free throws, gets the first one. Rizal on the verge of an upset.
If he makes this, there'll still be a good chance, a good opportunity for a timeout here if you're San Juan.
Marquis used to play for Coach Alex Angeles for Bacoor. This time around on the other end. Timeout will be called by San Juan.
One of the better free throw shooting OG big man that we have in the MPBL.
Marquis goes 2 for 2. It's going to be a very crucial timeout being called by Coach Alex Angeles.
And this is still a lot of time.
Let's listen to them.
4 seconds.
Mike P, James, Jerry. Full screen, turn to screen. Okay, turn it off. Dapat yung screen turn off. Okay, shoot. Then go. If you're open, go. If not, hand off up. Then spin away. Then go. Okay, sir?
Angat naman yan to eh. Huwag lang. Over sa lahat ng ball. Top ball screen. Huwag niyo over. Basta abang Chris kayo. Abang Chris.
Tayo abang lahat.
Hey, wait lang. Tingnan nyo. Pag mag-blue, baka Aldrich Ramos. Shed.
Yan.
8 8 seconds remaining in the game clock. San Juan will be going with Abadiano, Cortea, Quecote, Wamar, and Phillips on the defensive end. It's going to be Robles, Liu, Gaspay, Yi, and Manalang.
And Coach Mark says, over on everything. Do not go under. You have to go over. Because you don't want them taking a 3.
Coach, at this point, do you foul?
That's the thing. You can have that option to try and foul so that you send them to the line for a couple.
But just going back to that huddle, looks like there will be no foul. Let's see what the last 8 seconds has. They go to James. Fake handoff.
Oh, no.
Quecote is open to the right. They tap it out. Rizal will go home with a victory. 94-89.
Wow. That Quecote look was wide open.
That was a good call on a fake handoff, Coach.
Yeah, that was a good call. And that tip, though, wisely, just sending it over to the other end of the floor so that no other San Juan Knight could get to it. What a game that we got treated here.
San Juan was leading all throughout the second half, but in the fourth quarter, slowly but surely, the veteran presence of Rizal was able to get them that victory in the end game. Marky talking with the young guys of San Juan. But what a terrific ball game, Coach.
And you really have to admire how these guys have, stayed composed on that comeback.
Player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. There is no question, Coach. He carried them with heart, with passion, and with the willingness to get the win. Billy Robles deserves this honor.
I think it mattered how he started the game. He actually believed that he would be that guy that can attack aggressively against the defense of the San Juan Knights. And then in the end game, bringing that baseline drive with a left-hand finish and that 3 in the corner, that's what really set this off in favor of Rizal.
And right now, Billy is with our courtside, Andre Andisio.
Maraming salamat, Juanito. First of all, Billy, congratulations. For the majority of this ball game, kayo yung humahabol. Pero nung last few minutes ng fourth quarter, yung back-to-back made baskets mo, yun yung naging dahilan kung bakit nag-shift yung momentum and nakuha niyo itong panalong ito.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa binigay niyang panalo. Sabi ko nga, bago ako pumunta dito, nagsimba kasi kami kahapon ni Mrs. Kaya sabi niyang pare, dapat lagi mo kasama si Lord sa bawat laban mo. Kaya yun, binigay sa amin yung panalo at nagtulungan kami. Kaya yun, hanggang dulo, hindi talaga kami gumib up at yun, binigyan kami ng panalo.
Quick question, Billy. Sa tingin mo ba bumabalik yung dating Billy Robles?
Hindi ko pa po masabi kasi basta ginagawa ko lang yung best ko kahit saan ako mapuntang team. Yun lang.
Alright, meron ka ba mga gustong batiin na pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa wife ko na laging nandyan nakasuporta sa akin sa pagpapakondisyon ko sa katawan ko. At yung family ko, yung family ni Mrs. sa Palawan at yung family ko sa Estancia Iloilo. At lalo-lalo na yung boss namin na si Boss Andre at sa family niya. At shoutout din pala sa Centro Mall Golden Coolers at salamat sa suporta.
Thank you so much. Once again, that was Billy Robles, our best player of the game, brought to us by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Back to you, Juanito and Coach Mike.
Thank you for that, Andre. Congratulations, Billy Robles, for that win and the player of our game honors. We're still not done here in the MPBL. Our third and final game will be up next here at One Arena in Cainta, Rizal. We'll be giving you Iloilo versus Imos here in One Arena. We'll be back.
Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa.